Hey, everybody, welcome. It is This Week in Geek. I am your host, Anthony Sterling, your friendly neighborhood super Negro. Joining me, as always, this man, my partner of partners,
Hey,
Mr. Carter Semino,
hey.
producer extraordinaire.
Yeah, no, extraordinaire is kind of a stretch, but you know what? I'm a fan of geekdom and the world that you are showing me, and you are deeper, much deeper into this world than I am. But I'm happy along to
Yeah,
be take me along
it's
for the
pretty fun.
ride. And you know what? I think me being kind of a novice to the world of geek can help relate to some of our audience and help you explain it a little better. And that way you don't get too much in the weeds. I won't let you get in the weeds because I you have to dumb things down for me.
No, 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 no. We're not gonna dumb things down. We're gonna be a little bit more. I'm gonna hold your hand.
Okay, there we
If
go.
that's a little bit better. We're gonna hold hands and we're gonna walk in unison through the world of geekdom.
I'm
And
I'm afraid of the dark.
oh yeah, today we are starting with Microsoft and Sony next gen countdown. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about AMC painting themselves in a corner, mind you. Okay, Robert Pattinson, the new Batman, or is he? Now we got to think about that. We're also going to talk about the Snyder Cut, Justice League. Snyder Cut is coming. It's going to happen. Ruby Rose is out as Batwoman. Couple of other things that's happening at the DC WB universe. That's what I'm calling it. I ain't got time to call it the DCEU. Those stories. We're going to talk about a lot more too. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to This Week in Geek.
How you like them apples?
Them apples is a nice.
Yeah, just
Very nice.
quick shout out to my brother Dustin Semino for that beat. You can follow him on SoundCloud. Give him a follow. Go support some local musicians trying to make it via
Definitely.
SoundCloud.
Shout out to young brother Carter's younger brother. Excuse me, I was gonna call him Young Carter, but does he have a stage name? Does he have
He's Deuce.
Deuce?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was gonna call him Dusty Bottoms.
Hey, that works.
But I think that was an ex-porn star, so we can't do that.
For sure. Yeah, that's definitely a porn name. But hey, we're here this week in Geek. I think you can follow you at what? Hey Yo Ant 77.
That's right. Couldn't get This Week in Geek because, well, it's been taken. So you can follow me on Twitter at HeyYoAnt77. You can email us at heyoant77@gmail.com. And you can follow Mr. Carter Semino at
Cartero or Cartero. I don't know how you want to do it. It's my name, but with EAUX, the Cajun ending to things.
Well, we're from Louisiana, so you're gonna hear a lot of AUX, and it doesn't mean aux.
There might be some local references. Well, so before we get into the kind of the topics, obviously Corona is on everybody's mind. It's kind of what finally spurred you to actually start doing This Week in Geek as a podcast or a video podcast, or however we're labeling it as. So what have you been doing?
Oh man, living in my fortress of solitude. Basically working from home. Still trying to keep myself sane. Working out as much as I can. I haven't done it in a week, but hey, it is what it is. What else? Playing a lot of games, watching a lot of movies. The weirdest thing is though, man, since this, I have yet to watch as much TV as I used to.
Really? I would have thought more.
Well, yeah, working at home has been kind of a weird thing for me. Home is supposed to be the getaway from the bullshit of work.
Sure.
But now that the bullshit of work is at home,
you're just living in bullshit.
Yeah, and I cut the TV off. I work in silence. The only time there's noise is if I'm editing videos, which if you can kind of see, there's the computer table with my work computer and other junk. Mm-hmm. Or I have my little friend here, my little speaker. I'm not going to say the company, but I listen to other podcasts.
No free ads.
No free ads. Well, but this show is brought to you by Aperture Science. So thank you, Aperture. If you know who Aperture Science is, if not, here's their tagline: Aperture Science. We do what we must because we can.
It's beautiful.
They're great. They're great scientists. Check them out. But no, we've just been, me and my family have just been in the house. We go out, mind you. I never thought Lafayette truly closed.
Yeah.
But it's just been one of those situations where it's like, okay, here we go. Chill at home, get work done, catch up on comic books. I have been reading comic books a lot.
Okay.
I've been behind, so I've gotten a bunch of trade paperbacks I needed to catch up on. I'm almost done with the Black Panther Epic Collection.
Very nice.
And video games, I've been playing so much Hunt Down. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
I put it in the what was happening with our update video. Hunt Down is an amazing game, so I'm just gonna say go for it.
So we'll talk about Hunt Down a little bit later in your pick of the week. But for me, I've just been watching a lot of HBO, Netflix type shows. The Outsider on HBO, the first season of that was really, really good. It's a Stephen King story, and it has like that true crime or detective type feel to it, but with that Stephen King supernatural kind of twist to it. So it's and of course HBO, just amazing actors and production. It's really well done. Highly recommend. And I started watching the Last Airbender again. Now that Netflix put that out.
Yeah. That was a really good move for Netflix to do.
Yeah.
You know, that deal with Nickelodeon, very smart, because
absolutely
once Disney Plus came out, it wasn't a big hurt for Microsoft, but a lot of content that came from Disney, it's moving piece by piece away from Netflix. So that was a smart move for them to get with Viacom and Nickelodeon. The deal with Mark Millar, I think they paid in the millions for his Millar universe. So it was a pretty good move. And I watched Space Force.
Oh,
yeah, you got to check that out. Everybody should check out Space Force. It's really funny. Like 10 episodes, 30 minutes per episode. Really good stuff.
Space Force. Didn't Trump make a Space Force?
Yeah, it's kind of clowning that. It's Steve Carell.
Okay. Oh, perfect.
Yeah, dude. I mean, and they got some really hilarious cats in it. Old boy from Silicon Valley, the Asian guy that played Jin Yang.
Oh yeah, I watched his his Jimmy Yo, I think. I can't remember his name, but he has a stand-up special on Amazon Prime, and it's hilarious.
I'll have to check it out. Okay, well, I'm down to watch it. I am so down to watch, because that dude is hilarious. John Malkovich is in it.
Oh, I love Malkovich.
Jane Lynch. I know his name is at the tip of my tongue, but Putty.
Yeah. He with the deep voice and plays Crunk in Emperor's New Groove.
Brock Sampson in the Venture Brothers.
Yeah, that's right. Venture Brothers.
Warburton. Is it Patrick Warburton?
Sure.
Oh well.
Sorry.
Anybody who knows his correct name, please let us know. I know him as Brock Sampson and Putty. Figure it out.
Yeah,
I don't have time to look at IMDb.
Let us know. Let us know in the comment section. Like, subscribe, all those things that really helps us.
Definitely.
It gets us flowing and can get us some traction, and we can start getting some big guests, and it can really make this show really cool for you guys who are watching and listening. But let's go ahead and start and get into what's in the news in the world of geekdom.
Yes, sir. In the news, where are we gonna start? Let's go ahead and
Summer Games Fest.
Summer Games Fest. Yes, the new E3 in the time of Corona, created by Jeff Keighley. He came on, I think, late April, and made this huge announcement saying that, E3 has been canceled. We all know this. There's no place really to make any big announcements. So here's something I'm coming up with. Summer Game Fest, and it's gonna have he's trying to get every major game developer involved. So EA got involved, Microsoft got involved, looks like Sony is now involved. Who else? Ubisoft. All the top game developers are now going with this online only festival, and it's running from May to August, because E3 only 4 days, right? In June. Matter of fact, next week would have started E3, but since it's gone, it's gone. So we have that. Pretty cool things that got announced. Microsoft showed off the Xbox games reveal. Had you got a chance to see that?
No, I actually haven't.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna make your life easy.
Okay.
It wasn't overwhelming. It wasn't spectacular. It was, okay, that's coming out. It had some pretty cool games. Like, I'm really excited for Scarlet Nexus, Scorn. Those are two games I'm looking for, and Bright Memory Infinite, which they touted as this game is being developed by one guy. One guy, he's developing the whole game. And if you ever get a chance to see the trailer, which 9 out of 10 I'll pop up so people can see and be in awe, looks really amazing. You know, first person shooter. Looks like it has some heavy sci-fi tropes in it. Looks like teleporting is involved. Looks like energy weapons, swords, massive guns. You know, everything a growing gamer needs to have fun.
Absolutely.
You know? So yeah, Summer Game Fest is going on. You can go on the website and get on the calendar, and it's all happening on YouTube. So it's not hard to find. But my question I was looking at is it going to be the end of E3 as we know it?
Why would it be the end of E3?
Well, even with hopefully vaccinations and, you know, Corona maybe taking a halt, it's really a big undertaking for E3. Like, I've never been. Actually, I went to the one in Atlanta when, for some odd reason, they showed up in Atlanta, I think in 96 or 97. And it is huge. You know, it's massive. So having all those people in one place, and then when you open it to the public, it's hell trying to play a game. You know, from things I was reading and people who were there, they're like, it's an amazing event. It's an amazing convention. But when you want to try a new game, you got to kind of get in these long lines, you know. So it's just one of those situations where, and it's money saving, because to get an E3 booth, to get the big stages, to have all these big announcements, that's a lot of money you got to pay for. So if you're going to save money, in my personal opinion, wouldn't you want to just sit there and go and, hey, well, we'll just put a video out and do a conversation on Discord with the fans and we're done, you know. But I got a strong feeling E3 is not dead. It's going to find a way to come back. But it was just something that kind of played in my head, like, wow, is this where we're going as of, you know, for the gaming industry, even the movie industry, you know, Comic-Con canceled. So where do we go from here?
I have a feeling, you know, once that all kind of dies down and, you know, there is vaccinations and people are less afraid to be with each other, that it will come back. Because I think having the in-person community aspect, I think that's always going to be important. And even though we've shown that we can continue society virtually, I think having that person-to-person contact is just part of our makeup as human beings. I think that would be hard. That would be hard to lose. But let's table that for now and move on to your boy Robert Pattinson, Mr. Batman.
Yeah. What is wrong with my boy, man? He doesn't want to work out. You know.
So explain this.
Okay. So if you know, Robert Pattinson is Pattinson. Yeah. Let me stop calling him Patterson before he comes and gives me a right lashing. He's Batman. He's going to be in the Batman, the Matt Reeves film. And now with everything going on with the Rona, he's basically staying at home. Well, staying at home should be working out or finding ways to get himself in shape.
Sure.
And he's saying, fuck it. He's not doing it. You know, it's hard for him to work out. He's just outright saying, no, I don't care. I'm not going to do it. And he kind of put himself on Front Street when he said, well, Zoe Kravitz is at home and she's working out 5 times a day. Well, why are you not working out 5 times a day, if not 6? And it's starting to get the Bat fans a little antsy and a little upset, you know. And then there's the people who are supporting him saying, look, this is a year 1 movie. Bruce is not in the, you know, peak physical shape.
Sure.
He's still trying to go through, you know, he's having his growing pains as a superhero. And one guy just basically said it like this: even in year 1, Bruce should not be a fat fuck.
Right.
Or an out of shape son of a bitch. Like he should just not be that. He should still be able to take down a criminal and not be winded. So right now, Pattinson is kind of playing this, I'm an actor and I'll do the role, but I'm just not worried about this workout stuff. Warner Brothers was sending him food and nutrition supplements, and they had a professional trainer, and Pattinson is just like, blimey, I'm not playing it.
I'm just gonna.
I have a horrible British accent.
I'm just gonna use my acting skills to make ads.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and even Bruce Wayne wasn't lazy. You know, so I don't get it, but hey, my fingers are crossed. Things will change. But he's an actor.
Time will tell.
That's all I can say.
Time will tell those actors. Well, speaking of DC, Marvel and DC movies have gotten a new release date. Want to talk about that?
Yeah. Yep. Pushbacks, but pushbacks for the better. I'll just give the dates and we can move on real quick. Everything that was coming out in 2020, pushback. This month we were supposed to be blessed with the glory of Black Widow, which I was excited. I was actually excited to see Black Widow. Not happening. It's been moved to November. Wonder Woman, and these are the two major films I'm really going to concentrate on.
Right.
Wonder Woman, which was supposed to come out, I think, in June or July.
Like summer blockbuster.
Yeah, that's moving to August, and Warner Brothers is not letting go. They're like, August is the date. We're going to keep it there. It's coming out. And one more movie that comes from Marvel, but actually Fox, that's the New Mutants. And the New Mutants, which was supposed to come out in 2017, mind you, it's coming out in August too. So some folks are saying Marvel's doing that on purpose to make the franchise fail, but there is no franchise. This is the first movie. So, and they own it. So if this movie doesn't do well, it doesn't mean that Marvel's going to be like, well, the New Mutants didn't do well, we're going to just toss them in the back. No, they're going to do what they do best. They're going to take it, reshape it, mold it, and make it work. We can only hope, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on with Marvel and DC and those movies, but mostly Phase 4 is going to be heavy in next year, 2021 to 2022.
Okay,
so
we'll see how it plays out.
Crossed.
Well, speaking of movies, AMC Theaters banning Universal?
Yeah, man. Boy, this virus is really making everybody crazy. You know,
seems like it.
I don't know what is there a vaccine for stupid decisions?
No, that will never be curable.
Okay, well, sorry AMC, but you've got the stupid flu.
So give a little background to this.
Okay, so basically, once the coronavirus hit full steam, theaters would shut down. It was just no way. You know, sadly, no movie-going experiences for anybody.
Right.
So Universal was like, well, we want to make some money no matter what. We're going to make money.
Sure.
And what they did was they took Trolls, that amazing 3D film about treasure trolls, and they released it on video on demand. They put it out on, DirecTV, Cox, whatever VOD service you deal with.
Amazon.
That's where it is. That's what it was on. So they made their money there. Or I don't think they made, billions of dollars, unlike, I don't think they would have got it in a theatrical release, mind you, but they still got some money from it. So AMC, who really took it hard, they're basically saying, well, Universal, you pissed on the contract, you pissed on the agreement. We were supposed to be first run.
Sure.
And it was only, stay in the theater maybe 1 or 2 months. And if it was really, really popular, it stays a little longer. But because Universal decided to say, well, we're just going to put it out on VOD, something to make the kids watch and parents won't go crazy and we get paid. They put it out there, broke the agreement. So AMC's like, F you. I want to say fuck you, but yeah. They say it, F you. We're going to ban every movie that you bring out. They're never going to play in the AMC theater worldwide. And AMC is fairly big company, and they have theaters pretty much all over the globe. So movies, one of the main franchises that's going to suffer if they don't come to terms is the Fast and the Furious, because that's Universal. So if that doesn't go to the theater, AMC is going to take a hit. Universal will take a hit, but it's a hit that they can take because putting it on demand, that keeps people home. You don't have to go in the theater. You don't have to pay the $20 to get a ticket. You don't have to pay the $50 for a thing of popcorn. $75 for nachos. And guys, I'm just making jokes here. We all know the theaters charge popcorn $79.99. So that's gonna be a big hit to the theaters. So AMC is basically putting a death nail in their own thing, but hopefully cooler heads will prevail because they'll make their money with Marvel, with Disney and Warner Brothers and Paramount Films, but Universal is a huge studio, and they put out a lot of content. So if you don't get that content, you're screwed. And side note to this, there's rumors that Jeff Bezos is trying to bring his slack-eyed looking ass in to buy AMC. So be prepared to go to the Amazon theaters, to watch whatever the hell you want to see.
My God, they are truly taking over the world, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. Billionaires, it's nice that they have money, but damn.
We'll keep tracking how big Amazon gets and whatnot. I'm sure it's a topic worthy of This Week in Geek. But hey, man, there's a new streaming service out there, HBO Max, coming to the forefront. And
it's here.
It's here. And J.L. Snyder.
Yeah, Justice League, the Snyder Cut. It's finally coming. All the Justice League fans gave this huge sigh of relief. They're happy. Now, but here's the catch. They're going to have to go do some shooting, because a lot of what we saw that came to theaters is supposedly only 25 to 30% of what Zack Snyder did. So he's got to do a few reshoots. And what's so cool is it Henry? Yeah, Henry Cavill, who played Clark Kent Superman. He's coming back. Affleck's coming back. Momoa has already said he was coming back. Pretty much everybody who was in the movie are going to come back for the reshoots. And what they're going to do is, instead of releasing it as a full-fledged film, they're going to chop it into 6 30-minute episodes.
Okay.
So I like that. It keeps you wanting, want to pull and watch and see more. But the only thing is that you can only see it on HBO Max.
Hey, you talked about how Henry Cavill's back as Superman, Ben Affleck back, Jason Momoa back, but Ruby Rose is out as Batwoman.
Yeah, that's a shocker. And it shocked a lot of her fans. It shocked a lot of people who enjoy watching Batwoman. The first season ended, and I think maybe a week or two later, boom, she comes out on Instagram and put out an Instagram public relations PR note and said, she loved everybody. She enjoyed being in Vancouver and in LA, but she's stepping down as, Katie Kane, aka Batwoman. And no one knows why right now. Now, supposedly she has said why, but no, I don't even know. I was looking, trying to find out, okay, but why did you leave? The whole thing, the show had become successful. Like, there was a fan base. People were actually watching it, and especially when it came to the, I think it was the Crisis of Multiple Earths or Crisis of Infinite Earths crossover that they did with all the CW DC shows. She was one of the most popular characters, and now Ruby said, I'm done. This is about as shocking as Chris Eccleston leaving Doctor Who after the first season. It just threw me aback. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, but then
they're popular.
Then there ended up being just a bunch of different Doctor Who's.
Yeah, but then, we got David Tennant, we got Matt Smith. I have forgiven Eccleston, and I just went, okay, yeah, you were the Ninth Doctor. Good luck, bro. I'll see you in the next G.I. Joe film.
Well, I guess we'll get news of who's going to be the next Batwoman, right?
Yeah, I can't remember her name, but she's in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. She had a really cool Twitter post of her reading a Batwoman comic, saying just prepping for the role. And there's a WWE superstar. I can't remember her name. Folks, if you know, put it in the comments. Let me know her name. I saw it. It was a blip on the radar.
Anthony, don't piss off the WWE fans.
Hey. But I love wrestling, so AEW all the way, with WWE. Huh. But no, she's expressed interest, so hopefully somewhere, they're not gonna start shooting until next year anyway. So I got a strong feeling we'll probably hear something before the summer's done. So they'll say who. Okay. So we'll see.
Well, those are our news headlines in the world of geekdom. Let's talk about our main topic at hand, and of course it's the main topic in every form of discussion nowadays: coronavirus. Geek in the time of Rona, and I know specifically, first off, you wanted to talk about the effects on the culture of the geek world.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of weird.
You think it's obviously hurting, but in what way?
It's hurting. But I think it's more hurting in the business sector. Comic book stores have been closed. Like I said, movie theaters are closed. Places where you went to go and play games, like your D&Ds and all of that, board games, that's done for now. Social distancing. You can't really do those. If you can't play Cards Against Humanity with your best friends without being afraid. One card you're going to pull is the coronavirus, so a lot of that social interaction has hurt the culture. But I did make this joke that the geeks shall inherit the earth, right? Because if it's one thing we know how to stay in the house because we have our movies, we have our comics, we have our video games, So, and the thing is, the internet has been such a huge help in how we get information, disseminate it, push it out, how we stay in touch with each other. We've been pretty much a community online since the jump, playing on Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, Steam, first-person shooters, all this stuff. So for me, I thought the effect of the personal aspect of actually meeting people, the culture would be hurt. The convention aspect, going to conventions and seeing people in person. It's like, oh man, what the hell's going on? I can't go to Dragon Con or Comic Con or the one we have here. And the sad thing, it kind of Louisiana Comic Con, we couldn't even go to that.
Right.
They had to hurry up and cancel last minute. So it was a punch. It was a punch and a kick to the gut. So hopefully next year everything will come back.
Well, I know that there has been a boom though in the Twitch streamers. So
yeah,
like for example, Big Cat from Barstool Sports, who it's more comedy and sports driven, but he's whenever he's on Twitch, he's like the number one watched on Twitch when he's playing NCAA 14, and he's made this coach. They call him Coach Doug's, and he just goes from team to team, and like the schools where he goes, like though their social media accounts will like make graphics for like welcoming their new coach, Coach Doug's. Like Texas Tech did it. He's at Tennessee now, so Tennessee's social media put it out. But it just kind of shows that we're so damn bored that we'll watch basically a comedian stream a game from 2013.
Yeah, I mean, we're starving for content and information and entertainment. The fact that marble racing has become a thing.
Well, I was talking with somebody last night about it. How they were watching. They were so bored they started watching marble racing, and it was electric.
Yeah, and it's fun. I actually got a chance to check some of it out. After I saw it on John Oliver. Last week tonight, I was like, okay, let me watch it. And the fact that each damn marble and team have storylines, come on,
that's great.
You can't. That's awesome. And then ESPN, I know this may not be a geek thing, but it is. ESPN is starting to go backwards and bring back the Ocho.
Yeah. That was one of the first things they did whenever sports got canceled, was they rolled back the Ocho.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, that's a smart move. Keep us entertained, but most folks, we want our sports. We want basketball, football, baseball, hockey. We want it back.
Mm-hmm.
Gamers, on the other hand, are like, well, we got it. but we've had delays. The Last of Us got pushed back, and Sony was like, well, guys, in these times, we don't know when Naughty Dog's going to finish, and we're just going to say it's, postponed indefinitely. And people started freaking out. And then all of a sudden, on the Reddit, Twitter, everywhere, the game's been leaked, the plot has been leaked and all this. And then Sony's like, no, hold on. June 19th, we're going to have the game. The game's coming out June 19th, which made me kind of upset because Ghost of Tsushima, the game I really want, is being pushed back to July 17th. So I'm like, okay, it's an extra month, no problem. But it was one of those things where you kind of sat there and went, okay, we know games are going to suffer somewhere down the line, but there's developing at home. My concern was the consoles. PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X. Phil Spencer went on and said, nope, everything is on schedule. We're good on Xbox's end. We know what we want. We've already got things built. It's in production. We're good. So hopefully they'll be ready for their holiday launch. Sony, on the other hand, they've spoken, but they've been speaking in riddles ever since, the stay-at-home orders and the quarantines kicked in. Okay, we know you got the PS5. Where is it? How is production coming? But Sony's like, you guys want to hear about SSDs? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you want daddy to talk about solid state drives. Bend over and let me show you. So, yeah, sorry.
You should be an ASM artist.
I thought about it. I thought about doing Louisiana ASMR, like, hey, God, what's your name? Tell me your name, God. But I think that would be so creepy, and I'll probably get restraining orders from people's ears.
Hey, how your mom and them?
Yeah. Matty, you going to the store? Let's go to the store, T. Go. Hurry up, bro. So, yeah. All right. Enough. So, yeah.
Imagine Coach O being an ASM artist.
Oh, my goodness. I think people's ears will bleed. But they'll bleed purple and gold.
You're damn right. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Anyway, wrapping up here, as more and more stuff starts to open up, we'll update you guys and we'll talk about it, and we'll just play it by ear when it comes to Rona. But
that's all we can do.
Let's kind of wrap up the show this week, and let's get the folks out there your picks of the week, starting with your comic book pick of the week.
All right. I did a video, and I did say my pick of the week last time, and I'm going to stick with it. It's Sarah by Garth Ennis and Steve Epting. It's coming out it's already out, excuse me. It's being published by TKO Studios. They're known for their binge reading series, where they'll send you all 6 issues or the whole trade paperback or a digital version of the complete story. It takes place in 1942 Russia during World War II. On the front lines with a young sharpshooter named Sarah and her regiment. Beautiful art by Steve Epting. Amazing story by Garth Ennis. If you've never read anything from Garth Ennis, start with Sarah, because if I tell you to start with Preacher, you're going to hate me. So start with Sarah, then move to Preacher, then go to The Boys, then read the Punisher Max series by Garth Ennis. You'll thank me for it. So that's my pick of the week. Go with it. It's Sarah.
Okay. Well, you mentioned it earlier. Let's talk about it a little more, though. Your video game pick of the week is Hunt Down. Now, explain the premise of this game.
Hunt Down is a side-scrolling shooter. You play a bounty hunter. It's in the 16-bit pixel art look. It's beautiful. It's immaculate. Comes from Easy Trigger Games. I wanted to get in touch with you, Carter, to tell you, dude, download this game so we can play together. It's 1 to 2 players. You have a choice of playing as a female bounty hunter, a cyborg, and a killer robot. It's very 80s, has a lot of 80s tropes, huge guns, lots of explosions, sweet action, fast gameplay. Highly recommend. Go get it. It's on every system, on the Switch, on the PS4, on the Xbox One, on stream. Hunt Down. I recommend you play this game. Trust me. Oh, and the cool thing is if you play as Anaconda, she throws an axe, and she has some of the corniest comebacks.
In the best way?
Oh, dude, it's like, let me ask you a question.
Ooh. Ooh, that hits me.
It's 80s bad. Like if you if you throw the axe and it gets stuck on somebody, I could have sworn I heard her say, just like Arnold Schwarzenegger, "Ooh, stick around."
Oh.
Now, and one more. This is the one that got me. If you throw a Molotov cocktail and the enemy catches fire, and then a bunch of them catch fire, she's like, "Burn, bitches, burn!" And you can run in and just pop them in the head and keep it moving. So that's my pick of the week, video game wise. Please, by all means, check out Hunt Down. Once again, you'll be glad you did.
Burn, baby, burn. Well, what about
burn, bitches, burn?
What about your streaming pick of the week? What you watching?
Oh man, I know I said Space Force, but I highly recommend everybody check out Queen Sono on Netflix. It's 6 episodes, hour apiece, good action, great story. One character that I fell in love with, that I think everybody's gonna fall in love with, is Mazette. And when you see Mazette and then you hear her speak, it's awesome. But I definitely recommend check out Queen Sono on Netflix. 6 episodes. It's airing now. Give it a go.
All right.
What about you, Carter? What about you? Give me a pick. What should I be? I know you've been playing Fallen Order.
Yeah. I played it a little bit.
You cried during Order 66. I feel you. Every Jedi should have perished. I'm sorry.
It was tough. But yeah, I don't own that game, but I went to my friend's house and he had to basically kick me out because I was playing too much, and also the new Call of Duty.
Oh wow.
I've been playing, but I tell you what, like this era that we're in of battle royale, but Call of Duty absolutely knocked out of the park with Warzone. It's super cool. Okay. I mean, everyone just got into Fortnite, and for good reason. They did a really good job with it, but it was a little too cartoony. And so to have that type of video game aspect, and battle royales have been around for a while. It's not a new thing. It's just in the popular realm nowadays. But it's really well done. It's super cool to play a realistic war game in that type of style.
And then I got to get back into it.
Yeah, and as for what I'm watching, like I said, The Outsider, highly recommend that. It's super cool. Can't speak highly enough about it. So I talked to some friends who they didn't really like where it went, but I was a fan of it, so I'll leave it there. But hey,
it's on demand.
It is. This is Week in Geek. This Week in Geek, and a little rough around the edges, but as we continue to do this, we'll make it tighter. And if you're listening, you're following us, ride or die. We appreciate people starting from the very beginning, just like us, and you can help us build this thing and make just a quality product and good content for you guys. Like, comment, subscribe wherever you're watching, of course. And hey, if you have a business, real or fake, we don't discriminate against fake businesses.
No, we do not.
And you want to market your product to an audience of people who impulsively spend their money and buy multiple game systems at a time, like Anthony Sterling. Hit us up. You can DM me or Anthony. We can get this process started. We can personalize your ads for you and our audience in a way where everyone wins. It's also a way for us to grow this podcast, this vlog, whatever you want to call it, and this brand, and allow me to move out of my shitty apartment.
But it's a nice shitty apartment. Don't diss what you
want. I hung up my guitars, and so that's my little home studio that I'm working out of right now. It's proud of it, nice. But it's getting a little awesome. It's getting a little tight in here. I keep buying too much music equipment, and I need more space.
Well, you see my pop figures. I haven't bought a pop figure since my Ice Cube and his Impala. So I'm pretty much. I'm like, all right, I can't do it anymore. The addiction is I'm slowly starting to go into what do you call it? Being sober.
Yeah.
From pop figures. My addiction, I'm killing it.
Yeah, don't relapse.
Slowly but gently. Well, the salt and pepper pop figures are coming,
so you're definitely buying those.
Might get them.
Well, you wanna close this thing out, Anthony?
Yeah. Once again, thank you all for watching. Tune in next time, and until then, stay geeky.